everyone and welcome back to some Marvel Champions for the channel, and today we're doing Scenario 1 from the Sinister Motives expansion. That's the one we're up to. It is Sinister 6 themed, very cool box art there as well. It came with the Gwen and Miles decks. Last time I tried out Miles' deck, it seemed fine. I don't really know what I would change in it, so we're just going to run it. We're not doing a linked campaign, but we are playing the scenarios in the order they are presented in the expansion. So first on the docket is Sandman. Just quickly show you the comic pages there. Gwen and Miles hanging around. Sandman's causing trouble, so now they have to take him on. So let's go look at how he works. So you make the deck out of Sandman's unique cards, one of the new miscellaneous modules that come in the expansion, and then also the standard cards. He has 16 health in Form 1, 1 scheme, 2 attack, and when he attacks it triggers Sandblast. When Sandman attacks you, that attack deals indirect damage, so you can't use negation against it. If your identity takes any amount of damage from the attack, resolve the Surging Sands ability on city streets, which is also what you set up as part of setting up the hapless pedestrians, which is the main scheme. It starts with 4 on it. It tells you, Surging Sands, place 1 sand counter here, then discard cards from the top of the encounter deck equal to the number of counters here. So he likes accelerating, and that is because, if we just turn this over, after an acceleration token is placed on this scheme, you take 3 damage, which is pretty scary. It only needs to get to 9 if you're playing true solo, which is low, and it starts with 2 threat on it as well, now that we've turned it over per person. So it's going to have 2 on it. Also, as a hero action, we can attack city streets. Exhaust a character you control, remove sand counters from here equal to that character's attack. You can do it once per round. Simple as that. If we draw those scheme cards at the wrong time from the standard deck, we'll just lose, but hey, that's this game played true solo. And Miles is a little on the fragile side with only 9 HP, but he does have some cool special abilities that trigger off his unique cards. He's a 2/2/2, and on the alter ego side, I was going to say non-hero, he's still a hero, he's just an alter ego side. Hand size of 6, and after you change to this form, so flipping down in other words, you can shuffle 1 Spider-Man card from your discard pile into your deck. I totally forgot to do that last time. It is useful because his unique cards are very effective, especially when combined with what they trigger on his hero side. So absolutely try and do that. And with that, I think we're ready to get started after this quick word from my channel sponsor.
This video is sponsored by Noble Knight Games. Check out the video description below for an affiliate link that will take you through to their store, and it will help me out as well. Thanks.
Just finishing doing a shuffle here. And we're going to draw our 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and see if we want to keep these or not. We have Agent 13, Government Liaison ×2, Strength cards, Swing In and Web Shot. So we can actually do pretty well damage wise. Government Liaison, that's pretty good. Well, only one of them is good. Agent 13 is a bit expensive. I think we're going to get rid of these 2 and draw 2 and see what we get. We got Power Within and we got Field Agent, the 1 Justice card from his aspect that we got. So yeah, that is going to be our starting hand as we begin the game. And so, let's get started. We are going to flip up to hero form. I'm going to remind myself of what his 2 abilities do. So Venom Blast deals 2 additional damage and stuns. Camouflage gives him a tough status card and the enemy confused. Sandman's immune to nothing. So that is pretty cool. Let's see here what we want to do. So let's start by getting rid of Field Agent to equip Power Within. After we use a basic power, we can tap that to resolve Venom Blast, so that's 2 damage plus stun. Then we want to do Swing In for Thwart Removal. Sadly, Thwart Removal does not work on that, but we could also do our Camouflage. No, we can't. We would have to use Science, and we don't have Science. We could do 4 damage to an enemy without the... Let's see, if we just tapped to remove the sand counters, we'd be removing 2 of them. We'd then get to Venom Blast Sandman. Yeah, I think that's what we're going to do. Yeah, that is what we're going to do. So I'm going to tap to remove 2, so I'll just remove that and replace it with a 1. Then we're going to discard this and use Venom Blast immediately to do 2 damage to Sandman. I'm going to need my other hand as well. 2 damage, putting him down to 14, and more important, stunning him. And he's not immune to that. He might have an upgrade in there somewhere that makes him immune, but for now, no. Then we're going to spend Web Shot and Government Liaison because I can't use the Strength card really, since then it doesn't trigger the extras. So we're going to get rid of those. 2 Science resources to pay for Swing In to remove 4 threat from a scheme. If you paid for this using a Science resource, resolve Spider Camouflage. That clears out Hapless Pedestrians. And we do Spider Camouflage, so we get Tough. And Sandman also gets Confused. That leaves Strength card in hand. I'm going to leave that in hand. We are tapped, but I'm ending my turn, so we're untapping. And we need 5 cards, so we're drawing 4. Web Shooter. Double Life, which is the one I keep thinking is an obligation. Homeland Intervention. And Defense Mechanism. So at least we have a defensive card. So, 1 threat on the main scheme. Sandman tries to attack us, but he is stunned. So nothing happens. That means nothing happens with City Street either. Then we get an encounter card. He immediately schemes. Excellent. He's scheming for 1+. He's scheming for 3. See, just like that, it becomes nasty. I am so glad I decided to remove that thwart, because it already would have been at, what, 5? 6. 6 out of 9. Good grief. This next turn pretty much solved itself. We're still not getting many Justice cards, so I'm going to use Homeland Intervention to pay for equipping Defense Mechanism. It's essentially the opposite of the upgrade we just applied. Do a basic attack and then trigger the Camouflage ability again. So, just holding on to that. And then we're going to get rid of Double Life to pay for the Web Shooter to have that equipped. It's exactly the same as Pierce from the core box. It starts with 3 counters. You can exhaust it and remove a counter to generate a wild card resource for whatever you want it to do. I'm still left with the Strength card in hand. So, what can I be doing right now? I can't really do much about the thwart. Oh, you know what? I totally forgot he was confused as well. I was confused apparently, so that scheming wouldn't have happened. So it would have been 0 still. My bad. But the confused would have gone away. That is my bad entirely. So, I think I'm going to attack and remove City Streets again. I'm immediately proccing Defense Mechanism, so we resolve Spider Camouflage. Oh, but that means I lose. No, is that worth doing? I might as well get as much value out of the Tough as possible, so actually no, I'm not resolving that, but I am doing what I said. I'm clearing City Streets. It doesn't go away or anything, because we know we can take this hit from Sandman as well, because we're tough. Yeah, I think we're good. Still got Strength in hand, so 4 cards. Monica Chang, Arachnobatics, the other Web Shooter, nice, and another Double Life. So 1 goes on the main scheme. Sandman is attacking us. This time it's going to do 0, so it doesn't trigger, but we have to check how much he's hitting for. So a base of 2, he's hitting for a total of 3. Tough absorbs it, does nothing, and then encounter card. Oh, it's a side scheme. Panic in the Streets. Treat the printed text box of each location support and each persona support as if it were blank. We don't have any of those equipped currently. Thankfully, it does have an acceleration token on it though. That probably wouldn't trigger the force response though, but either way. And it has 5 on it. Wow. Wow, that's nasty. So as we begin the next turn, I'm going to get rid of Double Life and Strength to pay for Monica Chang, and that involves looking for another card. I've already done that off camera to spare you me searching on camera, and then I had to shuffle again. So Monica Chang, she's just a 1/1, 2 health, she costs 3, but that's because after Monica Chang enters play, set your deck, hand and discard pile for a copy of Surveillance Team, put it into play and place an additional Snoop counter on it. Here is Surveillance Team. It starts with 3, so it's going to have 4. When those are gone, you discard. You can exhaust this and remove 1 Snoop counter to remove 1 threat from a scheme. So that's going to be slightly out of sight down here. And as I say, she says put an extra 1 on there. So it's not just going to be 3, but we are immediately using it. So I'm just going to put the 3 on it and tap. So we're going to get 1 off of the main scheme to keep that under control with that card. At least that's the plan. I think I'm going to hold what's in my hand because I don't need to use them right now. We are going to do a basic thwart to get 2 off of this. Put it down to 3. And then trigger Defense Mechanism on that. Which means we do Spider Camouflage. So we get Tough. Sandman gets Confuse. And then do I flip down? Oh, we can do something with Monica as well, I suppose. We'll thwart. So she'll take 1 consequential. And she'll help me try and get rid of this Panic in the Streets. There we go. If Monica takes damage, does it trigger Sand Blast? It's indirect damage, but I think I'm still allowed to make someone take indirect damage, right? You know, I'm going to double check before we do the villain turn, because I think I'm going to end my turn there. Yep, so you can use allies to take indirect damage as well, but what's left still gets spread around, it doesn't disappear, and you can also block them as well. So I am going to flip down since we've confused Sandman. And after we change to this form, shuffle one Spider-Man card from your discard pile back into your deck. Defense mechanism, no, we need to start doing some damage, so let's take swing. No, that's the one for thwart. Where is it? Let's have power within, and I'm going to shuffle that back into my deck. I presume I do that before I end my turn, because I have still technically haven't done that, so let's just quickly shuffle this. Because those cards built in with Miles' ability are what we need to do damage. And damage right now, I feel like I'm controlling the threat pretty well, but the damage is a little lacking. Alright, so I'm ending my turn with 2 cards in hand, but we've gone down to other forms, so we're getting 4. Dum Dum Dugan, powerful card, but very costly, energy. And then Genki Lee is 5 cards, and then finally another Web Shot. But that's good as well. So, 1 threat on the main scheme. No, it's actually 2 threat on the main scheme because of the acceleration. He's scheming, he tries to scheme, but he's very, very confused. And then encounter card. Sand form, attached to Sandman. When you would deal any amount of damage to Sandman, discard this instead and resolve the Surging Sands ability. Okay, so he's become very large currently. Is that Symbiote? Is Peter in that picture? It doesn't look like Miles. Huh, yeah, I think it is. Weird. Alright, let's get stuff done. Monica Chang is going to attack Sandman to get rid of that form, and that sends her away. It triggers Shifting Sands. Shifting Sands is at 0, so nothing happens. It just would have cycled cards. Then, what are we doing next? We'll tap Surveillancy. And we will... which one do I remove from? We'll remove from Panic in the Streets. I think that's going to have to linger for one more turn, because I want to hit Sandman this turn. Then we're doing a bunch of stuff. We're going to take 1 off of the web shooter that's in play, to use that to pay to put the other one in play. So we have a lot of energy generation, if nothing else. I'm going to need that back. There we go, that one's got 3 uses on it. I definitely want a web shot, and we have the energy to pay for it. It's just what else do I want to do first, if anything. We can get Genki Lee out actually. I'll use 1 off of that new web shooter we just put down, and spend the other from Dum Dum Dugan, which in turn will let us get Genki out. So, action, we can exhaust him to draw 1 card. If we're in hero form, we then have to discard 1 card. I'm not in hero form, so we're just drawing 1 card. Sky Destroyer. Might hold on to that. Alright, time to get stuff done. Flip up to hero form. Now, best way to do this. I could get rid of Panic in the Streets actually if I use up Miles' turn, if I don't want to go all in on... Like the equivalent is, or the other option is, I deal a total of 4, 5, 6. I could do like 9 damage to Sandman, that's actually pretty good. Yeah, I think I'm going to do that instead. So I'm going to attack Sandman for 2. So that puts him down to 12. Then I'm going to pay for Web Shot by expending the energy card. So I use 2 energy resources. So it does 4 damage, plus we get to resolve Venom Blast. Venom Blast, as a reminder, is 2 additional damage, so that's 6. So that's half. So he's down to 6 left. Yeah, I was forgetting that extra bonus. And he's stunned, which is really good. I need to reach around this side of the camera. Apologies. There we go. But wait, there's more. I'm going to use Sky Destroyer to pay for Arachnobatics. So Arachnobatics, deal 2 damage to an enemy. If it has stun, deal 3 additional damage. So that's putting him on 1 health in form 1. That is a pretty good turn. I have nothing in hand. I'm ending my turn there. So we're drawing 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to run into more and more Justice cards because we have not been drawing a lot of them. Global Logistics, Arachnobatics, Jefferson Davis, Field Agent, Government Liaison. That is fine with me. So 1 threat on the main scheme. No, 2 threat on the main scheme. So it's actually up to 4 in total, which is kind of scary. Sandman tries to attack us. He is stunned. And then encounter card. Oh, he's attacking us again. The villain and each minion engaged attacked you. Well, that means we're tough. So it's still doing 0, but we have to draw cards for it. So he would have been hitting for 4, plus doing the Shifting Sands ability. But he eats our tough instead and goes away. And that was the encounter card. So yeah, we're good. So this is where we're getting into a trickier situation, because I'm running out of like ways to protect myself from Sandman starting to, I was going to say snowball, but he's you know what I mean. So let's see. I'm going to spend 1 on one of these web shooters to get out the field agent. He has 3 counters on him. You can exhaust him and remove a counter to prevent 1 damage, or an instance of a single point of damage. So that might stop it at some point if I'm also blocking. Then we're going to play Global Logistics and Government Liaison, or rather we're going to use those to pay for Jefferson Davis. Prowler, it's an alter ego action only. You can exhaust him to remove 1 threat from the scheme with the least threat. That's just a little bit more threat removal, because that's getting a little high. That leaves Arachnobatics in my hand, but because he doesn't have any stats effects right now, it feels like a bit of a waste. That said, I could use it. Yeah, I could. I have a plan, you see. Sort of. I really wanted to get rid of... Oh yeah. Have I already surveillance this turn? No, this is a brand new turn, right? So yeah, we can get rid of Panic in the Streets. So that's out of there. So I don't need to worry about the acceleration on that now, at least. It's got 1 left on Surveillance Team. Yeah, I think I'll pay the other web shooter to do Arachnobatics after I do a basic thwart on the main scheme. So, without any of the fancy stuff, it's just straight up deal 2 damage, but that's still enough to knock him down to 2nd form. He goes up to 3 base attack. When revealed, resolve Surging Sands. It's empty, so that's fine. And other than that, it's exactly the same. And he has 18 health. I just need a couple more really big hits into him. But that is quite meaty. And then I'm going to... I should have flipped down, because he's definitely going to get a hit on me. No, I flipped up this turn, didn't I? Or did I? Or was that last turn? That was last turn, because I used up my tough. I will flip down. So in my turn there, we're drawing 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, hang on, because we flipped down, we can remove 1 from the main scheme, as Jefferson Davis was tapped. Then I end my turn, and I draw a bunch of cards that I'm not going to be able to use, really. Okay, we've got a swing in, that's good. Power Within is good. Global Logistics, we found our Genius card and another Surveillance Team. It's not bad, actually, as a hand. We're running out of card space, though. So it's just 1 on the main scheme, but Sandman is scheming for 1 plus as asterisk. Resolve the when revealed ability of what? Oh, this card. Place 2 sand counters on city streets and then resolve Surging Sands. If at least 1 Sandman card was discarded, this way you are stunned. Arg. So 2 go on it, which means we discard 2. That's not a Sandman card. That's not a Sandman card. Okay, so we don't take any stun. But we do that. And that was his boost card. That wasn't the encounter card. Yes. I've already forgotten if he had any scheme off of that. Hang on. It was an asterisk, so it was just his base of 1. Okay, that's not so bad. But then the encounter card might make him do more. Nope, it's Sand Smash. When revealed, we're in Alter Ego form. Resolve the Surging Sands. This card gains Surge. Well, so he's farming 2 of these, but then we draw another one because of Surge. It's a Sand Clone, who is Scheme 1, 3 health. His attack is based on the number of counters on city streets. Alright, we're starting to lose a bit of momentum here now. So first of all, let's tap Jefferson Davies. Get 1 threat off of that. Bring it down to 2. Let's tap that Surveillance Team. Get it down to 1. That also goes away, so that means I can move some stuff. We'll tap Genki. We're on Alter Ego form, so we get to draw a card. It's a web shot. Okay. That's a good thing, as long as we spend at least 1 energy to cast it. So we're going to need that, and we're going to need that. Yeah, that works. Okay, yeah, I think we've got it. So we're flipping up, for sure. And we're going to web shot... Actually, not yet. Hang on. We can actually do a double Venom Blast this turn. Is that what you want to do, though? Well, it's 2 additional damage plus stun. We can stun minions. Yeah. Yeah. So we'll use up this web shooter to equip Power Within for us to trigger in a second, basically. And what order is the best way to do this? We can get rid of a sand clone with web shot. Yeah, let's do that. So we'll get rid of global logistics and homeland intervention. One of those is an energy, so it triggers the venom blast on web shot. Yeah, it doesn't say only energy. So deal 4 damage and then do venom blast. The 4 damage takes out the sand clone. The venom blast is 2 damage plus a stun. So we're going to stun Sandman, try and keep him stun locked, basically. We are then going to do a basic attack on city streets, and off of the back of that, do I want to trigger this? We can't double stun him, as far as I'm aware, because he doesn't have the ability that you need to stun him twice. Would that be? I don't think that's worth triggering yet. No, I think we'll wait on that, actually. Similarly, we don't need to do the threat removal, although if I do that I'm getting a tough and he's getting a confuse. It might be nice to build up that status effect. Yeah, actually I've convinced myself. So genius card, because we're going to have to shuffle our deck soon anyway. Swing in, remove 4 threat. We paid for it with signs, so we get to trigger camouflage, and camouflage means confuse plus tough. That leaves a surveillance team in my hand. I'm going to leave that in my hand, and we're drawing 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. I think that's 3 cards left there. Spider-Woman, Young Love, Global Logistics. Yeah, this is where all the Justice cards were. That's fine though, that kind of worked out. So, 1 threat on the main scheme. Sandman tries to attack rather, but he is stunned and cannot. Encounter card. It's a common criminal. It has Surge, so we get to draw another card. Okay. Oh, that's much scarier. It's Rhino, and he's got 8 health and 3 attack. He's steady, so he needs 2 stats of cards to be affected by it, and he has Overkill and Piercing. Wow, that's dangerous. Oh, so there we are. That is dangerous all of a sudden. So we're going to pay Young Love and Global Logistics to get Spider-Woman out. She normally costs 3, but she costs 1 less for each confused enemy in play. We'll put her over there for now, but we'll probably end up moving stuff anyway. In fact, let's do that now. I'm going to use up the last charge on that web shooter to get that into the reshuffle pile that's going to be happening, plus Homeland Intervention to put down another surveillance team. And we'll just use 1 token on that instantly, so I'll put 2 on it to keep that reduced. So, Rhino's got 8 health, huh? And 3 attack. That's very scary. The common criminal only has 3. Spider-Woman can attack for 2. Miles can attack for 2. And then I can do Power Within to do Venom Blast for an additional 2 plus stun. But the stun isn't worth going on Rhino, so that would have to go on the common criminal. It's awkward that the common criminal has 3 health. They've both got Scheme 0 though, so I can definitely flip down this turn. So yeah. Let's attack for 2, which unfortunately means 2 consequential damage on Spider-Woman, so she's only got 1 health left. We'll hit Rhino for 2. We'll hit him for 4. And then we get to cash in Power Within, just in time to have to shuffle that deck. And we'll do the Venom Blast on Sandman, which stuns him and does 2 damage, down to 14. And I think that covers everything we needed to do. Bring these along here, and then I'm flipping down. I hope that's the right decision. Bring Spider-Woman along here. So I am going to need to shuffle this deck, but on camera we'll draw 3 of the 6 we need first. Oh look, it's where all my allies were. There's Gwen and there's Peter, plus a field agent. So we're going to get double encounter cards, so put that there. We have to draw 3 more cards, but that does mean all of our good cards are back. I totally forgot I could have fished for something there, for flipping down to Miles. But it actually just goes back into your deck, so never mind. It ends up in the same place. It's not into your hand. So never mind. Okay, that'll do it. We're drawing 3. Power Within, love to see it. Global Logistics. Strength card, good. Alright, so, 1 on main scheme. Oops. Sandman tries to scheme, but he's very, very confused again, so nothing happens. Schemes for 0. Schemes for 0 does not have the villainous keyword, so you don't draw any cards. So then it is straight to 2 encounter cards, starting with this one. Calling in Favours. When revealed, Rhino schemed with +2 scheme. If Rhino's not in play, no, he is in scheme. Or is in play, rather. So this encounter card would already be dealt. So he's going for 2 base. Does it say to draw a card, or is it just he schemes? I guess he just schemes for 2, because he doesn't have the villainous keyword, so you wouldn't draw a card for him. That's still bad, though, but still. Okay, so that goes to 3. And then the other encounter card. Now or never. Peril. When you are resolving this card, other players cannot help you. When revealed, choose. Place an acceleration token on the main scheme or exhaust a character you control and spend 1 resource of any type. I'll be exhausted, I guess, and I'll get rid of Global Logistics to avoid the sand rolling out of control. Alright, first of all, let's do Jefferson Davies. So that goes down to 2. Let's use Genki, so we get to draw a card. I'm hoping for an aggression one. That's unfortunate, because I wanted to try and make Peter work, and I can't really... Oh no, I can if I use Gwen. That's probably worth... Yeah, I think it's worth. So, Peter costs 3 to get out, and you need 1 of each resource to play him. I don't know why it's such a weird criteria for Peter, but it is. So, Gwen is a wild card, so she's going to count as aggression, and then there's the other 2. So that means Peter comes out to play. He's not even super good, but he's okay. The main important part about him is when he attacks or thwarts, you choose a Web Warrior character and ready them, and Miles is a Web Warrior character. First things first, Spider-Woman, goodbye, thank you for your service, 2 more damage to Rhino. So Rhino is now on 6, he has 2 left, and that means Peter can take him out, so he will. And he only takes 1 consequential for that, which is pretty good. So all that damage, and a very nasty surprise, in the form of Rhino, goes away. Good. Then, I technically should have flipped up before Peter attacked. There we are. And because he attacked, I am readied. We've still got this annoying common criminal in our face. I have Power Within him in my hand, but the only other card I've got is my Strength card, and I don't want to waste 1 energy. We'll definitely tap Surveillance Team just to remove another threat. Keep that under control. I guess I will attack the common criminal for 2. For 2, leaving it on 1 damage. End my turn there, and we're drawing 3. Agent 13, welcome back. I actually do something with this time. Field Agent, not what we're looking for. Young Love again. Not a great hand, unfortunately. Ready all of our cards. Ended turn. 1 threat on the main scheme. Sandman tries to attack us. He can't because he's stunned. The criminal, however, is attacking us. I'm having Field Agent negate that to go down to 0. And then encounter card. Keeping secrets, Miles' obligation. So you can flip to alter ego form and then exhaust Miles to remove this from the game. Yep, let's do that. Exhausted. Well, I'll just do diagonally. There's why you don't do diagonally. And I did flip down though, so I'm going to trigger his ability. Nope, never mind. None of his cards are in the discard pile, right? So nope, we don't get that advantage. So since we were annoyingly forced down to Miles' side, let's tap Jefferson and Genki. So 1 threat off that, and we get to draw a card without a discard. It's a web, sure, okay, that's good. I think I'm going to get Agent 13 on the field, though. Let's get rid of Surveillance Team by getting rid of that threat. Move these along. Then we're going to pay for Agent 13 with the Strength card, Field Agent, and Young Love, because she's a mighty 4 to get on the field, unfortunately. She has a response that when she attacks or thwarts, a shield support can be readied. We're not really going to take advantage of that, unfortunately. We are going to flip up. We're tapped currently, but Peter's going to get us back on par. Those are both tapped. I have a Web Shooter in hand and Power Within. I kind of want both of them, so I'm not going to do anything with them just now. Agent 13 only attacks for 1, but we'll use her to get rid of the common criminal. Get her out of there. Peter will attack Sandman for 2. Takes 1 consequential, he's got 1 health left. Then to 12. Him attacking readies Miles. And we will also hit Sandman for 2, taking him down to 10. Just got to get through 10 health. There's nothing else I can do unless I want to equip Power Within. Although if I was going to do that, I should have done it just now. Do I want to? Because he's so close to being done. You know, I think, yeah, I'm retconning that slightly to say I did equip Power Within by spending web shooters to pay for it. And when I did that basic attack, I'm triggering it. So we're discarding it to resolve Venom Blast. That means we're doing 2 more damage and stunning. I feel like that's the best option. We'll get Sandman stunned again. And that means I get to draw a full new hand of 5 cards. Because that is the end of my turn. We're ready everything. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's the other web shooter. A surveillance team, Arachnobatics. Okay, not a bad hand. 1 threat on the main scheme. Sandman tries to attack us, but he is stunned. Encounter card. Friends and family, while in hero form, increase the resource cost of each event you play by 1. As an alter ego action, you can discard 1 identity-specific card to discard this obligation. You really gotta slow me down right when I'm about to win. We might still be able to do it. We cannot do it. I can get him to 1 health, which is still a good place to be, don't get me wrong. But thanks to that, making events cost more. I'm going to tap Genki, but since we're in hero form, it's draw 1, discard 1. I'm placing a bet that could help, maybe. So let's get rid of Global Logistics. In return for that card draw, we can't use Jefferson Davies because we're not in alter ego form. Spider-Man can hit for 2, Agent 13 hits for 1, Miles hits for 2, that's 5 of the 8, and then I can do an additional 2. If he'd had a status effect, I could have done 5, then that would have been him done. But he doesn't have a status effect, and I can't give him one. And it's an event card, so it costs 1 more extra to go out because of that friends and family obligation that's in play. Better it be an obligation in play, I guess, considering it has 3 boost icons. Yeah, but that's what I'm going to do. So Peter's going away by doing 2 damage. Agent 13 takes another consequential of her 4 in total. To do 1, that's 3. Miles taps, 4, 5. Leaving Sandman just on 3. But wait, there's more. It's an event that usually costs 1, so because of that obligation, I'm paying 2 cards for it. It's Arachnobatics, it's an additional 2. And as I say, if he'd had a status effect, it would have done an additional 3 and taken him out. But it leaves him on 1 health. As long as he doesn't super boost himself, we'll get him next turn. I can't do anything else to him, so I'm going to get rid of Swing In to equip Web Shooter just to make sure I have options for next round. I want to be sure I get him. And we're staying in this form, and that's my turn. So we're just going to have to pray that our tough, maybe Field Agent plus Agent 13 just takes the hits. I want to try and do this without taking damage because we're so close. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It doesn't really matter what we have because a basic attack will get it done. So let's just see what happens. He can't double scheme because we've had 1 card already. Oh, not that he could scheme at all, really. So he's attacking us for a base of 3. He's hitting us for 4. Tough absorbs it, and as a result does not trigger Sands because no damage was dealt to our ego or our persona. And encounter card. It's all down to this. Oh, that is actually nasty. He's attacking again. So this is probably going to be damage getting through no matter what happens. I have to declare blocks before it happens, right? I really want to do this without taking damage, but I don't think I can stop it. Shifting Sands doesn't really bother me at this point because he's going to die and we're going to win. I just want to... Is there a way I can do this without... He's hitting for a base of 3, so at minimum he's going to be hitting for 4. I'll block his Miles. So he's hitting for... And then I have Field Agent, so that's going to absorb 1 damage, but it's not going to be enough. He's going to do damage through. He's hitting for 3, plus an asterisk. Reveal this card. Oh, he's now got his sand form again. Okay. So he is only hitting for 3. Oh, he's only hitting for 3. Field Agent absorbed 1 of the damage. I took none, so shifting Sands gets nothing. Nothing, I tell you. And then it doesn't matter. Oh, it does matter. Because now he's got a free hit in him. But You know who we can bring out to save the day? Dum Dum Dugan. I'm not even going to use the web shear. I don't need to. 2 from Energy, 1 from Web Shot, 1 from Double Life, 1 from Web Shot. Again, that's 5. That is 5. That's what Dum Dum Dugan costs. He's coming out to play. He's just toddling over here. Agent 13 hits him, absorbs the sand form, resolves that. There's nothing on it. Dum Dum Dugan walks along here, sticks a grenade in the tailpipe of Sandman, hits him for 3 damage, and obliterates him. I did it. I did it without getting hit. Hopefully I did everything right. I hope I did, because that's a pretty cool win if so. I think I was doing City Streets correctly, because he has not successfully damaged me, not a single time. And so, with the defeat of Sandman, we can come over to the little scenario booklet here, and if I remember correctly, because we have tried Sandman online a while back, and we've done quite a few from the Sinister Six. We've not done all of them though. We've never tried Mysterio or Doc Ock, but I believe Venom is next. Let's just have a gander. Yep, you better believe it is. They trapped Sandman, and then Rutrow. It looks like Peter's. Oh no, that's Miles jumping backwards. Venom just wants to be left alone. And that's what the next scenario is. So next time, whenever that is, will be Venom. So please do show your support if you enjoy Marvel Champions. I wish it was more popular on the channel so I could put it on here more often. But sadly it is not. But we will slowly work our way through this scenario box. And then there's still like another 5 boxes available. So we're not going to run out of heroes and villains. Thank you for watching. Please do show your support. And see you next time. Ta-ta for now.